Hi, folks. Welcome to Crisco's Corner. Unfiltered commentary. And that's your truth, the real truth. Please like, share, and subscribe. And as always, thank you for your support. Welcome back from townhall.com. Let's just call it a day already. And this is an opinion piece. So you say that up front. And he goes on about the War of the Roses and how the couple, if you've ever seen the movie, basically destroyed each other, literally. They killed each other in the end. The hand of Michael Douglas is lying on Turner at the end. Douglas is gone already, and Turner's last act on this earth is to flick the hand off her in disgust that he was touching her. Romancing the Stone, this movie is not. But sure does seem like looking into our future, the near future, or what this country could become. Maybe we should just call it a day before we reach that point. Honestly, if the country split up, I wouldn't miss anything the left brings to the table. Neither would I. The left used to be reasonable. They used to look out for disadvantaged people, working class people. They don't anymore. They haven't for, God, at least a decade, maybe longer. We're heading that direction anyway. We might as well just do it. He means split up. Better to have a planned break than be blindsided and bathed in violence, right? I firmly believe a hot civil war could be won easily by the right. Fewer liberals own guns. Yes, Democrats lead the military, but what would they really want to bank on troops firing on their family and friends? Now, I can't disagree with that. The progressives, the leftists, they control the culture. They control the media. And millions can be manipulated, especially the several million in the middle that aren't conservative, they're not progressive, they're just independents in the middle. They would be swayed. So I'm not so sure a hot civil war would be easily won. The right might win it, but like the example in the movie, what would be left? Yeah, we won, but there's nothing left. The fact is, I don't want these people dead. I just want them gone. Not because I don't have liberal friends, but because I don't want any more anyone telling me how to live my life. Get the hell out. And that's the part the progressives don't get. I want to live my life. Leave me alone. And that's where I take exception with the libertarians in a lot of ways. Because for decades, the libertarian minds, the independents, and some libertarian and conservatives and Republicans have said, hey, we'll do our thing, you do yours. Well, their thing was taking over all of academia, first at the college level, and now in high school, junior high school, a.k.a. middle school, and now elementary school and some pre-K. All of Hollywood, all of social media, we let them take it all over. And now they're not letting us live our lives because we let them live theirs. Well, that was their plan to begin with. Take over everything and force the rest to live by their decree. So that live and let live mantra sounds great, but in an impractical world, it's not so hot. It's clear they don't like us any more than we like them. So why stick around? The United States is geographically large. There's no reason it needs to be. But how do we break it up? It can't be a hopscotch to get across it. That would be a disaster. That's true. We lose the West Coast. That doesn't shock anyone. We don't want it anyway. As beautiful as California can be, the cost of needle cleanup alone would double the debt. That's pretty good. Oregon, Washington, Democrats already have them. They can keep them. Pretty much everything over to Texas is theirs. But from there, it gets complicated. Well, I don't think so. I think Washington State, Oregon, California would be the states to go. There might be a pissing match over Nevada and New Mexico and Colorado. But I think Montana, Idaho, North and South Dakota, all through there would all go red in the new country. The only problem is access to the Pacific Ocean. I think that solution would be give up a strip right along the Canadian border, just south in U.S. territory, that lets out into the Pacific Ocean, because Alaska would probably go with the red states. But bringing goods from the Pacific Ocean to the new country would be really difficult. And it's harder to go through the Southwest. We'll have to see. But I think the Pacific Northwest, a little maybe 2-mile strip along the Canadian border, is not outrageous. We have to make the split somewhat equal as far as land goes. Well, no, not really. I mean, a lot of the red states in the central United States, Montana, Idaho, there's all kinds of land, but a lot of it's unpopulated or farmland. So the new border would have to go north to the Texas Panhandle. I really don't think so. I think we'll just get the West Coast, maybe hook together Colorado, Nevada, New Mexico, like I said. Then east, about halfway through Tennessee and Kentucky. I don't think so. I think all of Tennessee and the vast majority of Kentucky. He is right, though. I think southern Illinois and southern Indiana would go along with the split. The line would go through, all of West Virginia would come, and the northern part of Virginia, the top half of Virginia, would go with D.C. and that, and the bottom half would go into the new country. It'd be complicated, to be sure. Then he has west to Idaho, and he goes through the details. But we get Alaska, they can have Hawaii. Give everyone 5 years to move, with both governments agreeing to cover the cost or work out a property trade on each side, done and done. I don't think you have to pay anybody anything. I think whatever we'll call U.S. federal property in the new red state countries would just be the red state countries' property. You know, leave it. It makes it less complicated, but we are talking about people now. Why this line? We should have history of this country. The monuments and graves of our founding fathers, they destroy them all. That's true, they would. Sure, losing direct access to the Pacific would be a drag. I think there's a solution to that. But it's not like you won't be allowed to vacation there. You know, who cares? Liberals don't produce anything. Well, actually, they kind of do. Here's the thing. A lot of the creative minds, the think out of the box minds, are progressive types, liberal types. We'll use social media as an example. But once these progressive liberals think of an outside-the-box idea, i.e. social media, Facebook, YouTube, whatever you want to call it, they're not very good at running it. Conservative people, we'll call it moderates, Republicans, they're very good at running things. So I think that in tandem, if they were smart, which they won't be, they can think of the big ideas, but it takes conservative people to run them. They'll take over companies, that's true. They don't start them. No, they do start them. They just don't, they're not very good at running them. They need to buy our goods, and they'll send us to buy their entertainment products. Be honest, conservative movies tend to suck. That's true. We'll happily take theirs too. If we split before things really go to hell, a split can be quite amicable. They'll whine about leaving New York and D.C., but nobody really don't have to. Here's the part, though, I think is important. The new people can stay as long as they hear the Constitution of the United States. Their sexual orientation and skin color will be irrelevant to how they are treated under the law and in society, and they are free to call themselves whatever they want. But no one else will be forced to. They'll have to sink or swim based on their merit and work ethic, and it won't be a social safety net that functions more like a hammock. Same goes for conservatives living out west. And explains, if they want to live there, they can live there. It'd be better off if we called it a day before we get to the point where we can't stand each other. Frankly, I'm already there, but most aren't yet. If we wait too long, we'll be Oliver and Barbara Rose in the example of the movie. And our last act will be one of disgust that culminates with the destruction of all of us. It'd be more fun just to watch the left destroy itself with their policies when they're no longer able to force the policies on us. And that's the deal. I think in a lot of ways he's right. Do I really hope the country splits up? No. But I think his point is made before we really and truly hate each other's guts worse than we already do. And if those of you who think that's possible, it is. I don't know what the answer is. Are the midterms in 2022 and the presidential election in 2024 going to push a split up to be more likely or less likely? I don't know. This is all uncharted territory. The only concern I have, the number one concern I don't have a problem with the country breaking up and the so-called red states will be the United States with the current Constitution as written. What I'm concerned about is, as we break up the United States, it would create a vacuum, a void in world politics and military. And China will be the most powerful nation on earth. And as the split up United States can band together to help combat their threat, I don't know. We'll have to see. But that's my only fear, is not the split up, but that China will just steamroll over everything now because it doesn't have a united United States to go against them. Their last powerful enemy and adversary will be gone. That's my fear. Anyway, folks, tell me what you think. And until next time, goodbye and good luck.